Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I just wanted to kind of make a quick little video here going through my van, kind of with the parts and tools I keep. This is by no means a comprehensive video. Just kind of wanted everybody to get an idea of what I use. When I talk to guys at the various outlets and shops, you know, we have different approaches to what our vans are like. Some of them take a very comprehensive and over the top, if you will, approach to inventory and tools, and I take more of a minimalistic approach. As you can kind of see, you know, either way is fine. Just kind of depends on what you do. I do mostly residential, some light commercial, but don't get anything crazy. So let's kind of jump into it. One of the things I really keep is a ladder. I know everybody keeps ladders. I like this one. It's a Werner adjustable. It's an MT17. So basically it's about a 7-foot A-frame, and then you can turn it into an extension ladder. I can't remember exactly how high it goes, but it tends to get everything I need as far as residential and light commercial. Can get up on some strip mall roofs if you need to, work inside, and you can see how short it kind of goes. I think it's 3 feet collapsed like this, so it can make a 3 feet A-frame, 7 foot. It kind of does everything we need to do. And we have a little dolly carrying around equipment. We do service and install, so everything from the top to the bottom, we do it all. We're a smaller veteran-owned and veteran-operated company. We're all veterans that work there, so there is no, you know, farming it out to anybody else. Got a little torch kit. This is a Victor. I've had a couple unit welds. The difference that I like is the case, the handle, and everything. The Victor is a very flimsy, bluish carrying case, so that's really the only reason why I care. Like, everybody's bottles are the same. You're gonna buy brand new ones, and they're gonna get traded out at your local parts house. So the bottles and the regulators, whatever, that's the big thing is for me is the handle and the carrying. So day-to-day handle's good. A couple of yellow jacket gauges. Usually carry at least 2. Usually have a set of spares somewhere thrown in the truck, maybe a set of digitals, but really the analogs are what I use on a daily basis. They don't have to set them up, don't have to hook up an app or nothing, but again, personal preference. I'm not dogging anybody that does the digitals. It's just not for me. This is what I do kind of different. Typically these yellow jackets have this same kind of gauge as this side. Does R22, 410, 404. I change out the suction side so that I have a 410 and likewise a 22. It just kind of helps for me. I'm not purging every time. You know, I can grab those gauges and hook them up depending on what unit I have. And then if I don't dump all the refrigerant out, it's not a big deal. When I have one set that does both, I tend to want to purge them out so you don't get them mixed up. So anyway, again, personal preference for me. This is a 3-drawer stack I got from American Van. Keep everything organized as far as electrical. I can just kind of sort them out in there, wire nuts and whatever. And some copper fittings in there. And then I have a black pipe box for doing everything with furnaces. It's a real nice little piece. Got a fire extinguisher, obviously. I use flex hose for washing out condensers and for whatever else you may need a water hose for. It's not flex, it's the, and I'm drawing a blank on what it was, but I got them at Lowe's. They're a collapsible hose. Got a real good fitting on it. It's like a fire hose material, but it collapses. This is actually 100 feet of hose in the bucket. So that's what I use. I got a blower fan. Basically it gets hot here. It's North Texas, it's Fort Worth. And it gets stinking hot in the summer, so we keep a blower, at least one. Sometimes I carry 2 when it's really in the dead of summer. The recovery machine that I use, LTE, I like it. It's really good. There's a lot out there. Look, guys, there's tons of these machines. Everything that I've got doesn't mean it's the best, doesn't mean it's the worst. It's just what I like and what I tend to use. And I really like this one. So again, I got just kind of an installed bag, various bits. Hot guns, I know you probably can't see a lot of that stuff in there. Little chisel bars and stuff. Just little, you know, odds and ends. Then I have soldering iron. If you guys ever work on the ECM motors, you can repair those using the soldering iron. They go bad. I can do a DIY on that too. We'll post some of those videos up at a later date. This is a field piece, heated diode refrigerant leak detector. I've used the infrared. I really think the heated diode works a little better. You guys can comment below what you guys use. Also have a universal zebra. This is for ECM motors. If you ever try and troubleshoot X13's variable speeds or whatever, this really is a big help. Okay, so if you don't have one of those, I recommend getting one. And just some other random tools. Yeah, no, it's not organized. Again, it is what it is. We're in the middle of the work week, so pipe wrench, different stuff, rubber isolators, socket set. Again, it's not really organized, but it is what it is. I use a little tackle box for my plumbing. I've got the drain gun. We use a CO2 drain gun. Just fitting. Use these connectors whenever I'm doing a blowout, rather than just gluing on a connector. So you ever have to come back, you can just take the hose clamps off. A little easier. Like I said, guys, there's a lot more to this van, a lot more stuff that we have. This is just kind of a rundown. Some igniters. It is the heating season now, so we're deep into that. Square Ds, they're not code here anymore. I don't know if you guys live in a place where they're still code, but we can repair them. So basically, I keep a couple, and if the breaker goes bad, we just pull the guts out and replace it with that. We're typically using a pull type. That's code everywhere here. So again, if you guys post what you guys got down there. Got some screws, grill screws for vents, some regular zip-in screws, anchors for disconnect boxes, some sandpaper for the copper. Got a drill, it's a hammer drill, it's Makita, I like it. A waste keeper heater. It does get just as cold in the attic as it does get hot in the summer. So working up there for a while, you know, doing a furnace, I like a little heater. And sometimes we'll give them to customers too. You know, if the heater goes out and they need to put them in a room or two and help them get through the night, we do that. This is a bucket head shop vac. You snap it onto a 5-gallon bucket. I really like that guy. It saves a little space not having a big shop vac rolling around. As you can see, I don't like to really have anything on the floor if I can avoid it, because we do put equipment in here too. A couple universal Honeywell boards. They cover most everything you need. And then likewise, I have a White Rogers board in here as well. It's a universal board. I really like that. Keep a couple of thermostats. I like the T series. Some people don't. I really like them. This T one's really nice, especially for basics. And then you got a T6. And then back there we have the T6, the Pro, the Wi-Fi. There's that. A couple spare bottles strapped in. So what else we got? We keep a couple of these elbows, 90-degree elbows, just in case they're bad. Tends to get really bad right as the elbow comes out of the furnace. I see those rust out a lot, so we just keep these to kind of retrofit. This is a twist lock. They do make a snap lock. I don't know what you guys have you'd have to deal with, but we deal with them both here in North Texas. So we just kind of pick what we're going to run with. And then if we need to go from snap lock to twist, carry these guys. It's a slip. Okay, so this is a snap lock and it's a slip. So if you need to take this and snick it onto your snap lock, then take your twist lock elbow and put it in there. Then it kind of helps you convert those. Anyway, can't carry it all, and I don't try and carry it all. So let's see. A big extension cord, Big Bertha, about 150 feet. Extension cord. Carry some Aprilaire filters. That's all I really carry filter-wise. I've got a 4-inch on here. I don't usually carry them because, as you can tell, they get banged up riding in a van. And just really, if the cost of keeping them, and you don't know what size you're going to have or how long it's going to set in your van, it's just not really worth it to us to keep them. We just let the customers buy them, and if they need them, we'll go get them. Not a big deal. Keep a roll of copper. This is really just deadening the sound from this thing rattling. I do the same thing in it's kind of hard to see, but this is a rubberized material. All my shells have it. You don't think it's much, but when they start squeaking all day long and you're riding in this thing, it'll change your mind real quick. Up here I've got a Robinair vacuum pump. Again, same thing with the recovery. There's all kinds out there. If it pulls a good vacuum and it works for you, then I'm a realist. You know, I'm not going to sit here and dog on any one manufacturer. Kind of like cars. You know, there's people that like Hondas and there's people that hate Hondas, okay? I use a Robinair. It's a really good vacuum. It pulls really nice, really fast, especially for residential. And after a few years, if I'm done with it, I can just chunk it. You know, it doesn't cost that much. It's very inexpensive. I use a really good Yellow Jacket manifold T here and a really good micron gauge. those are the two biggest things on your pump. Like, you can have the best pump in the world, but if you're trying to pull off a crappy vacuum manifold or off a regular, just a straight fitting that comes off the top, you're gonna really struggle. This helps a lot. I think it makes an okay or decent vacuum pump into a really good one. Then I got a heater bag. Basically, I won't bore you with all that. In here I keep everything: igniters, flame sensors, snap limits, all that you would need to work on furnaces and air handlers. I kind of keep as much as I can in that bag to kind of make it quick for me. Carry one thing up in the attic instead of 2 or 3 bags. And gotta have the shoe booties. Like I said, I won't go through everything that's in here. There's a bunch of capacitors. I'll give a more in-depth review of what I got in here. Basically go over, this is a Cargo Master. So I'll do a review on it and give you guys an idea of what I use in there. Some tape, extension cords, wrecking bar. As you can see, it's very simplistic. It's not everything, and you can use more, you can use less. As far as motors, again, same thing, simplistic. These are 1/4 horse 1075s for the condenser, and then I have a range of 825s for condenser, 1/2 horse for a furnace, 115 volt, and then I have the 1/2 to 6 115 volt for a furnace, and the same thing, 1/2 6 for an air handler, and a 1/2 inch for air handler. So that covers the majority. If I need something a little more specific, like I said, we live in Fort Worth. Parts houses are around. If you guys live in more remote areas, obviously it's not going to work the same. You'll probably carry more inventory than what we might. But that's what we do. I carry these two as well for ECM. If you're not familiar, you can comment. I'll do a little more in-depth review of these. I really like these motors. There's 2 models number for them. This replaces the ECM, the X13s, whether it's in a furnace or an air handler. Okay, that's the key. This thing will cover both in just 2 boxes. The other thing it will do is replace a PSC motor. So if you got a PSC, and let's say your customer wants to upgrade, have a little more efficiency, save the electricity, this is a good upgrade for them and for you. It gives you more availability in your truck to, hey, upgrade. We sell coil and condensers a lot here in North Texas because the furnaces last 20-25 years. So when a guy buys a 16 SEER furnace or 16 SEER coil and condenser, he may not have a really good furnace. This is a good thing to help them get a little more efficiency and get closer to that exact 16 SEER. And again, it's self-programming, but right out of the box you can throw it in, self-program it, and nothing, no modules needed, no nothing. So it's a really good motor. If you guys aren't using it, take a look at it, get into it. And like I said, I'll post a video of it, doing a little review on it. Rescue also makes a Rescue Select, an ECM motor, and basically you program it. I'll do a rundown of it as well. We have them at the shop, so I'll post that video later. And then of course I have a nitrogen bottle back there. Another really good thing I got is this regulator. I'll do a little review on it. I really like this regulator. Better than just your standard turn dial. And it's all strapped in. And again, you may have seen the roof is white. This is a Transit, 2018 Transit. I know it's not the best thing in the world, but it's all about function. Underneath the board here, got insulation. A really good insulating foam like this that runs up underneath this white board. I know you can't see it. People will dog on me about what it looks like, but I don't really care what it looks like. I care about how much heat it keeps out when it's hot in the summer. This little bit makes a huge difference. Same thing with the floor. It's a rubberized floor. This is factory Transit stuff. We used to put wood down. We haven't on this one yet. I'm not sure if we will. One of our other vans is a 2016 Transit. And basically we put plywood, down to help things slide. So for this van, you can slide any size condenser you want, any size furnace in the side. It's set up to take 5-ton, 18, 20 SEER, whatever you want. It'll slide right in the side. Furnaces and coil. Gives us a little more flexibility. So that's kind of it. You guys, like I said, hit the subscribe button, like, turn on notifications. We're going to be posting a bunch of videos. We're going to do a lot of DIY. So if you're a homeowner looking for something specific on how to do something, post up, get a comment, something, say, hey, can you show me how to do this? And we'll kind of run it through. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching.